mom's sister is watching, this is not a situation where I am unable to handle my out of control mom, but anybody else would be able to do it peachy keen just fine, like whatever. No. My mom's incompetent, okay? My mother is insane. She is incompetent. As Joe, remember, I'm diagnosed mentally ill. Joe isn't. So you might say blah, 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 blah about Laura, but if Joe were talking to you, he'd be like, look, Laura's mother is a danger to herself and others. She's out of control. She is solipsistic, whatever that word is. I'm unable to pronounce it. And I'm sitting here talking to professionals, either making doctor's appointments for her. Remember, we had to try to find a house, okay? We weren't going to arrive here in a hotel and immediately call for my mom to find her doctor, okay? We were concentrated on finding a house. And we were hindered at every turn because she had to go with us. I mean, my real estate agent had to have just the patience of a fucking saint. Okay? That was the reality. The reality is 3 weeks in, I'm like, we're still looking for a house, but I have to get the ball rolling, get my mom with a new doctor, okay? But we had 3 months of meds. We're living in a fucking hotel. Her primary care physician didn't leave us out to dry hanging, you know what I mean? He didn't leave us. He gave her 3 months worth of meds. 3 months. Okay? So our top priority was to not have to live in hotels to find a house. The clock was ticking. So I got her into a primary care physician, a new one last week. And of course it's rush. She can't even, they were rushing when she's a brand new patient and has a ton of meds that we have to go over to make sure you have them correctly. Okay? Also did her height and weight and the woman doing it. I mean, we have to hurry up. I'm like, she's a new patient. I know it doesn't matter if she's a new patient. We have to hurry. No, bullshit. We did an hour and a half at her primary care physician in Massachusetts. Okay, she's a brand new fucking patient. What do you want? It can't be rush, but it is. And I intentionally chose a doctor, not an MD, a doctor, because her secondary insurance helped me, and they helped me understand you want to look for either a doctor or an MD. What's a doctor? Well, they have some holistic. They're still a doc. They're still an MD, but they have whatever. I chose somebody with high reviews who was really had thousands of reviews, and they were all good shit. When you have high review, high mark, but high rated, but only under 20 people have reviewed you versus thousands. And she was taking new patients, and she accepted Medicare on assignment. Okay. But when she realized all my mom's problems, she looked at me, and they don't understand that I'm really smart and intuitive. And she looked at me, she's like, how did you find me? Not, hey, how'd you find me? No, it's almost like, why are you burdening me with this? People like your mom don't usually come to me, is what I'm sure she was thinking, and she's right. But I wanted to deal with you, that's why. I wanted to deal with you. My mom's not even competent. She's legally insane at this point, not in the hotel, but here. she would have been better off, 100%, had she been not seriously hurt the other day, but hurt enough to, I can't even say teach her a lesson, because if she was taught a lesson, she would realize that all the things she's doing now led to her downfall and led to her breaking her hip in Massachusetts, okay? To make my living hell complete, she's in the not sleeping phase. And how does that work? It's that she refuses to go to bed at night and I can't force her. And when I don't let her have TV and I don't let her have radio because it's 11 o'clock and I'm exhausted and I can't make her go to bed, I really would like to go to bed even earlier. Okay, if I had my way, I'm still sleeping in the bed with her. Because in the end, it's just easier if she's in that bed alone and I have to give her a whistle. Before she will blow that whistle when she doesn't have to go to the bathroom, she blew that whistle in her sleep before. Okay. It's easier just to sleep with her. No fucking whistle. That whistle haunted me in Massachusetts because she's only supposed to use it if she has to go to the bathroom in the night, but she would use it for other things. She would use it if she dropped her stuffed animal on the floor or anything. She would use it if she could, in the medical bed that she doesn't want now, by the way. Doesn't want the medical bed, and we'll get to that in a minute. Past few days, she went to bed the other night, 12:30, which winds up being like 1:45. Remember, she's still up to go to the bathroom, too. Other nights, 11:30, 12:30. And last night, 11:45. The night before, it was a little bit earlier. Plus, she slept for a few hours and just peed into the liner. So even if she went to bed late, she slept late. Not today, not today. She's up for the day at 5:20. 5:20. Because I'm supposed to be superhuman. Again, she would have been better off had she could have got seriously hurt the other day. She fell standing up in our bathroom and miraculously wasn't hurt. But her luck is going to run out if she doesn't sleep, just like her luck ran out in Massachusetts. I cannot snap my fingers and make anything happen, okay? If I had had my way, they would have kept her the other day. You think they're going to keep her? Of course not. They discharged her like that. They wanted me to come get her. I'm like, I don't have a car in Massachusetts. They put down codes and they pay. We never pay a penny and we're not going to, okay? I don't have a car and she's a fall risk. You can't, because she wanted to be, I'm like, you can't put her in a taxi by herself or in a public transportation. You're responsible for her, and her insurance will pay. She has good insurance. She doesn't just have Medicare. She has secondary Med-Act to pay. Joe is burnt out. Joe and I, our friendship is shaky. Okay. Our friendship is on the rocks. I want this and I want that and I want my TV set up in my room and I want my piano and I want my rebounder and why can't Joe take us to the movies and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Joe doesn't have to do anything for us. Incompetence. I can't snap my fingers and have her with a psychiatrist. It doesn't work that way, okay? I can't snap my fingers and do anything. It doesn't work that way. And when I'm brand new here, okay, you better be damn well sure that she is truly out of control and unable to present herself as being, as making me out that we're just arguing or whatever, which she got away with doing even occasionally once in a while in Massachusetts. Okay? I cannot call 911 and get her taken away. she'd have to be screaming and yelling and out of control. And any of you who don't realize that are fucking morons. If you don't realize I'm here and I don't have a car and Joe doesn't have to do a damn thing for me, okay? And just as an aside, if somebody lies on that thing, okay? I liked my realtor as a human being because she went through similar things with her parent and she was understanding about my mother, and you're not going to get that in this day and age, okay? She waited around for us for a long time because she was late, and we had to be on a time frame where my mom had to go to the bathroom. We had to be quick. She was late. And then I'm like, my mom, we have to leave, Joe. And she's like, and he's like, she doesn't have to wait. She might not be there. She might have another client. And we miss out on seeing 2 houses today. And one of them was this one. She waited. Joe had explained to her up front, this is the reality. We can't do anything unless you're willing to be flexible regarding Laura's infirm, incontinent mother. My mother, when she goes to these hospitals or paramedics, whatever, she makes them all into her friends. She gets their names. She comes home and calls 911, and I have to hear her and get on the phone and be like, my mother has dementia. Please don't think. She wasn't calling to complain about me, she's calling to invite people over, to invite them to parties, to whatever. Then I'm the bad guy. She wants a dog. She wants a Pekingese. She wants to use her rebounder. Joe's not going to set up my mother's fucking rebounder. He's like, your mother can't use the rebounder. Joe's not at our beck and call. Joe retired. Joe doesn't want to lose his beautiful home that's acres of land. Like 2 or something. He needs to find a part-time job. He cannot survive on just his retirement pay. Or hopefully he can, but he doesn't want to. Remember, food is food is so expensive these days. Okay? I spent over $600. I got discounts because there's a store I can do, like in Massachusetts with the Stop and Shop, where I can get discounts and stuff. But still, before my discounts and stuff, I did a $600 something food order. Okay, and I didn't have 50 bags. Food's fucking expensive if you want to eat healthy. Food is expensive even if you don't want to eat healthy. But if you want to eat healthy, food is obscenely expensive. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but just understand, last week I spent $1,000. $1,000. I have it, but I spent it on food, on toiletries, on things that I need to get, okay? I brought here our raised toilet seat, the beautiful one, the nice one that I got delivered when I had my broken foot. Okay? It wasn't some piece of crap. It was a good one. We can't use it here. Okay? Her bed here is no different than the one in the hotel. But she's different. And she wants me to be superhuman. And the fact is, she's gotten up on her own, as we already know. She's gotten up a few times, so she can do it, but she's acting like she can't, okay? Just like she's suddenly acting like she can't do anything but the baby steps. And Joe thinks it's all in her head, but I cannot lift you. You have to cooperate. I can help, but I cannot lift you, all right? You have to be able to lift yourself. I'm helping. And then if you don't, if you're like a rag doll because you're on no fucking sleep and you slip to the floor, I'll have to call 911 again. And this is all noted. But it's not noted that she has severe psychotic breaks like it was in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? Or sometimes, because we lived in a small, community, sometimes the same paramedics would come who knew her from before, okay? Last time, even though she didn't want to go, it was this, I think that was when it was the second time that day, just like today. I mean, not today, a few days ago. They took her against her will. This time they took her. She wasn't injured, but I said, you have to take her. She could have been seriously injured. Don't worry. We need she's on ALICIA. She's on a blood thinner. She hit her head. She was admitted she hit her head. They do an automatic CAT scan when you're on a blood thinner and you hit your head. It doesn't matter if you say you're uninjured. Because they didn't come the second time and just help her up, which she would have liked. They took her at least. But are they going to keep her? In my fantasy world, they would have kept her. They didn't keep her for even. They got her immediately and had her out and wanted her gone. And they had to keep her longer and to keep her safe and feed her because they had to wait for the ambulance company. And I'm like, you better make sure that goes through her insurance, okay? We don't pay, we're not paying, and I won't pay. Put down the right codes and we won't have to pay, right? And if we get a bill, we're not paying. And I don't even care, okay? I'm the one with the money, not her. She's eligible as a senior. She's eligible as low income for everything under the sun. And so am I, because it doesn't matter. I already asked. It didn't matter in Massachusetts either. Okay, to get discounts on things. It doesn't matter the money in the bank. It just matters your income. And we're both at poverty level. And together we're at poverty level. Money in the bank is to repair this house and to help her. Remember, I sold a house in Massachusetts. I still have to pay all the taxes. I mean, you know what I mean? All that on that. I don't know what that's going to be. A house like we wanted with Joe was out of my price range. I did not want to do the whole mortgage thing. I just wanted to buy outright. That's what I wanted to do. This house needs a lot of work, but I got it for a really good price. But she's not letting me get any work done. If she screams and yells, okay, it's one thing if you have to go to the bathroom, I understand that. But she'll scream and yell when I'm on the phone, and she'll scream a bloody word from across the other end of the house, and it's not about going to the bathroom. I just took her to go to the bathroom. I'm not an idiot. I don't make phone calls unless she's just gone to the bathroom. But if she's going to scream and yell about other things, then I had to hang up the other day on a professional. I'm like, I'm sorry, I got to go away, She has no, solipsistic, whatever, she has no concept. Like just said, she's incompetent, she's legally insane. She wants everything at once from you, but she's hindering your ability to do it. Wants everything at once, hindering your ability to do it. That's insane. I hate you. You do nothing for me. I want you to talk to people in Massachusetts. Maybe they'll understand, maybe they won't. Maybe, I'm not going to say who, but maybe some of them are in that business or whatever, okay? Not in any universe, not just for safety reasons, because safety reasons do matter, okay? Did you see that Friends episode? They weren't legally insane, they weren't incompetent, okay? I don't have the means. I'm trying to do this house. You can't snap your fingers and have anything done. Okay? You can't. If you could do that, they would have kept her the other day. At least overnight. But they didn't, and they won't. And I was naive to believe anything to the contrary was going to happen unless she got hurt enough for them to keep her. Writing's on the wall with that. And that's the case with a lot of people. There are people who live alone and they're not put into any facility against their will or whatnot until something bad happens. It's that simple. She's not accepting reality. I don't have a car. If I had a car, we could go places, Mom. We can't order Joe to do anything. He's not gonna. He sacrificed so much for us for months. Okay? Our friendship is just shot to hell. I need to bathe her or it's neglect, okay? I begged Joe to do it in his flat shower that's not a bathtub that you don't have to step over, and he doesn't want to do it. And he's like, oh, we can get suction grab bars over my figurative dead body. We're going to get suction grab bars. I don't believe in suction grab bars. I think that they are for people who can't afford the professionally installed kind. And I just wanted her bathed and clean in your shower. Just, so then it's out of the way. She doesn't bathe every day, neither do I for that matter. She can go a couple of weeks. She goes normally one week, but in that, you know what I mean? In the nursing and anything, they bathe you once a week and that's it. That's how I did at home, okay? I just wanted it out of the way and Joe doesn't want it and I don't blame him, but I begged you as a friend. And then when I'm upset because you come up with a solution, well, I think it would be better if I install a suction grab bar and she does it at I just want to do it at your house. I have very valid reasons. They don't even have to be rational, Joe. I just wanted to do it. And I'm going to get upset because I'm like this when you first say yes and then change your mind. And then it's like everything I've done for you and you're going to behave this way. It's worth it, Joe. Because you want to control my feelings. She wants to control my feelings. She thinks I'm supposed to be a superhuman robot. And if I'm not at her beck and call, and if I can't lift her 150 pounds like she wants me to, and I can't lift her off the floor or lift her totally up off the bed, she needs to do it herself but doesn't want to. She can. We proved that because she's done it before. When I wasn't around, when I was in the other room, she did it against my will. I mean, she did it without my knowledge and to my horror, okay? I'm not superhuman. I hate you. Mom, if you can't function at all, you can't live at home. I hate you. I'm going to report you to everybody. You see, that's insane. That's incompetent. That's not me being unable to handle her. That's nobody being able to handle her. Nobody. Not alone. This is going to be the end for her. This is the end when she won't go to bed at night. When you're up a few times to pee at night, but if you refuse to at least go to bed early so you have that buffer of those hours, you're going to screw yourself if you're my mom. We've seen it happen. She went to bed really late last night. Instead of getting up for the day at 5:20, she should have went back to bed with me till like 8 o'clock. And she didn't, and she's exhausted. And when she's exhausted, just like somebody driving a car exhausted, it's no different. She's in there and she's fucking around with her stuff. And she's, the writing is on the wall. There's nothing that I can do. Do you understand me? She has to be so bad off when they don't know us here. She has to be really out of control bad off for anybody's psyche to come and take her. I learned that in Massachusetts, let alone here where I don't know a soul and nobody knows anything about me or my mother. Okay? back in Massachusetts, they came and she was out of control, and the police, they're like, we can't take her. She's fine. You're the problem. Get along. Try. She thought she could walk across the room. They blamed me. It's your fault. You shouldn't have kept that stuff away from her. That's like taunting her. I had to because I had a rapport with her primary care physician, and we got a social worker there through the primary care physician that left. Okay, that left. But but I had a rapport, and I would call her and cry, and she would get my mom taken with these last times when my mom got sent to mental hospitals against her will. Okay? I got turned down more than once from them in Massachusetts who knew me, okay? Let alone here, where I don't know a fucking soul and they don't know my mom. And as we know, she's able to present herself over the phone. You hear her talking on the phone. You think she's the sanest person in the universe. I overheard her talking to Selena last night, okay? Bad-mouthing me. She wants me to go to bed early. She's trying to order me around. Just now, don't order me around. If you're unable to do these things on your own, I have to, quote, order you around for your own safety and mine. If you don't lock one side of the wheelchair and I lock my side, when we're in the small bathroom, I lock my side, you lock yours, then what's going to happen? The wheelchair's going to move back on my foot, right? She's going to be in danger, but so am I, and Joe will be the first to tell you that. So you want to judge me? Be my guest. You have no fucking clue in the universe what I'm dealing with right now. It's one thing if she's sad, it's one thing if she's sad, whatever. No, she's out of fucking control. Yet able to present as sane. Out of control, able to present as sane. Out of control, able to present as sane. With me, she's out of control. Okay? Which Joe doesn't understand. I wanted a witness too. Okay? He has a flat shower. It's slippery, and so is it slippery here, and the plug came out gross off. Okay? The inspector should have saw that, and so should it have been in that report. Aren't I supposed to be able to, if I can't do anything, but I was told by another realtor when we first got here, we just wanted to see a house quickly, and we just signed a realtor on Zillow, and we didn't want to bother the one we were going to use. We ended up using that Joe liked from before. He didn't like her as much this time, but because we were under different circumstances and whatever, and maybe she had changed too, because that was a few years ago. And she had some health problems, and she didn't even want to show me a house that I ended up not, but because she couldn't breathe inside. But it's your job to show me. I don't want to look by myself, like whatever. The fact is, that report they fill out as a homeowner. The homeowner wasn't living here; she was renting it out. Okay. And she professes to be whatever at the sale closing. Joe says people who have to do that are like, whatever. Yeah, you're a fucking millionaire, yet your house is like, whatever. But the plug came up out of the tub all gross, and it just came out. That was supposed to be found in inspection. Who knows what's going on with that place? There was somebody who was a professed contractor living here, okay? And he did the work, and he didn't do the best job, but that was supposed to be in the report. And my realtor, this woman did not. Like, my realtor was like, you should have made sure that report was filled out better.